Bombshell revelation. The daily poisons you call health foods. Have you ever wondered why your health seems to worsen, even though you follow all the nutritional recommendations? Why do so many people develop food intolerances and allergies that were rare decades ago? What if I told you that some of the foods considered healthiest are quietly sabotaging your well-being? The world of nutrition is rife with confusing and contradictory information, leaving many of us at a loss about what we should actually eat to maintain our health. In this eye-opening text, we'll unravel the hidden secrets of common foods we consume on a daily basis, and how small changes can completely transform your health and quality of life. Let's get started! The mutant wheat. How today's bread may be quietly destroying your health. The wheat you eat today is not the same wheat that Jesus ate. This is a shocking truth that is rarely discussed in mainstream nutrition circles. In the last 40 years, the concentration of gluten in wheat has increased by 400%. This astronomical increase did not happen by chance, but as a direct result of genetic modifications aimed at greater productivity. The focus of these changes was primarily on gluten, transforming modern wheat into something completely different from the grain that has fed humanity for millennia. The bread you put on the table today bears virtually no resemblance to the bread consumed by our forefathers. Transgenics and industrial modifications have created a food that is almost unrecognizable to our digestive system. The result is alarming. No human organism handles this modern wheat well. Even without showing obvious symptoms of gluten sensitivity, your body pays a very high price for the daily consumption of conventional breads and pastas. The silent impact of this mutant wheat on your body can be devastating over time, affecting systems that you would never imagine were related to your diet. Fortunately, today there are alternatives available in supermarkets, such as gluten-free breads and pastas. Replacing gluten-free products with gluten-free versions can have surprising benefits, even for those who do not have diagnosed hypersensitivity. Consider the intriguing case of family shaking. Grandfather trembled, father trembled, and now grandson also has tremors. Conventional medicine quickly labels this as an unavoidable genetic condition. However, when this grandson eliminates gluten from his diet, something incredible happens. The tremors disappear completely, revealing that the problem was not just genetic, but a hereditary gluten hypersensitivity. By reintroducing gluten, the tremors return, confirming the direct connection between this food component and neurological symptoms. This is just one of the countless manifestations of how modern wheat may be affecting your body in ways you would never suspect. What else could this seemingly harmless food be doing to your health without your knowledge? Think about that bread roll you eat for breakfast every day. Is it really as harmless as it sounds? Or is it silently contributing to health problems that you don't even associate with food? Avocado, the superfood that turns villain when you make this fatal mistake. Avocado is often hailed as a perfect superfood, rich in essential nutrients and healthy fats. He is considered the maestro of the fruit symphony, a title that lives up to its extraordinary nutritional properties. This wonderful fruit contains isothiocyanates, compounds with powerful anti-inflammatory action, especially beneficial for conditions such as irritable bowel. Avocado is particularly valued for its high content of oleic acid, an omega-9 essential for our health. In addition, it contains beta-sitosterol, a phytosterol that helps reduce bad cholesterol, significantly improving the lipid profile. It also provides quality omega-6s, an essential nutrient for skin and brain health. All these benefits make avocado a true nutritional treasure when consumed in the right way. However, a single mistake in the way it is prepared can turn this superfood into a source of compounds that are potentially harmful to your health. The fatal mistake that many make is subjecting the avocado or its oil to high temperatures. When you heat the oleic acid present in avocados, whether in the oven or in a pan, a worrisome chemical transformation occurs. This healthy acid converts to oleic acid, a form of trans fat that is harmful to the body. Trans fats are known to increase the risk of several cardiovascular and inflammatory diseases. Therefore, avocado should always be consumed raw, incorporated into salads or other cold preparations. Using this fruit in warm preparations neutralizes its benefits and potentially introduces harmful compounds into your body. This is a classic example of how knowledge about the correct way to consume food can make all the difference. Many people consume avocados believing they are doing something extremely beneficial to their health, without realizing that the way they are prepared may be canceling out all the benefits. How many other foods do you consume on a daily basis thinking you are nourishing your body, when in fact you may be doing the exact opposite? The food industry, and even many health professionals, rarely address these crucial nuances that can turn a food from medicine to poison. Deadly omegas, the invisible trap of oils that no one warned you about. Our body needs omega-3s, omega-6s, and omega-9s in the proper proportion to function properly. These essential fatty acids are critical for brain, cardiovascular, hormonal, and immune health. However, there is a dangerous pitfall that few know about related, especially to omega-6s found in common vegetable oils. The omega-6 oils we buy in supermarkets are almost always contaminated with harmful trans fats. This is due to an industrial process called partial hydrogenation, used to increase the shelf life of these products. This process significantly alters the molecular structure of fatty acids, transforming them into potentially toxic substances for our body. The food industry prioritizes the convenience and durability of products over our health, without warning us about the associated risks. Our brains and skin desperately need good quality omega-6s, not these damaged and potentially dangerous versions. Avocado, as we mentioned earlier, is a natural and safe source of omega-6s and omega-9s in their intact and beneficial form. However, most of the processed oils we use daily in the kitchen contain altered and harmful versions of these essential nutrients. This is vital information that rarely gets the attention it needs in nutrition and health debates. How many people are inadvertently consuming these altered fats, believing they are making healthy choices? The cumulative effects can be devastating in the long run, contributing to the epidemic of chronic inflammatory diseases we face today. The imbalance in the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 in our modern diet already poses a significant problem. When we add to this the fact that the omega-6s we consume are often damaged, we better understand why so many people suffer from seemingly unexplained health problems. The solution is not to eliminate omega-6s from the diet, but to seek natural, minimally processed sources of these essential nutrients. Opting for whole foods and avoiding highly processed oils can make a significant difference in the quality of the fatty acids we eat. The dark secret of the dairy industry that is sabotaging your well-being. Milk, traditionally celebrated as a complete and essential food, hides troubling secrets that may explain many mysterious health problems. To fully understand, we need to analyze the composition of this food. 88% is water. Of the remaining 12%, approximately 5% is lactose, a sugar that many people cannot digest properly. After lactose, the main component is protein, and among all milk proteins, 87% is casein. This is the crucial point that is rarely discussed, but which has profound implications for our health. The disturbing truth is that there are different types of casein, with drastically different impacts on our bodies. Type 1 casein, which is mainly present in the milk of Holstein cows, is significantly more allergenic. This protein is strongly associated with conditions such as otitis, atopic dermatitis, and several chronic inflammatory problems. On the other hand, type 2 casein, found in the milk of zebu cows, tends to cause fewer adverse reactions. The difference between these animals is stark. While a Holstein cow can produce up to 70 liters of milk daily, a zebu cow produces only 3 to 4 liters. This discrepancy in production reflects differences in composition and potential impact on human health. In addition to the issue of casein, there is also the problem of lactose. People of Asian or African descent often produce insufficient amounts of lactase, the enzyme needed to digest this sugar. When individuals with this characteristic consume multiple glasses of milk daily, their body suffers tremendously. The negative impact is particularly significant on the brain and can manifest as chronic fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and other neurological symptoms. The dairy industry rarely mentions these issues, continuing to promote milk as a universal and indispensable food for all. This generalized approach ignores the genetic and physiological differences that determine how each individual responds to this food. Many people suffer silently with symptoms they would never associate with dairy consumption. Recurrent breathing problems, chronic sinusitis, unexplained fatigue, and various digestive disorders can be directly related to this seemingly innocuous food. The solution is not necessarily to completely eliminate dairy from the diet, but perhaps to look for alternatives that are better suited to your genetic profile. Knowing your own body and carefully observing how it responds to different types of food is key to making truly healthy choices. The familiar curse of tremor, the common food that may be dooming you. Imagine this situation. The grandfather trembled, the father trembled, and now the grandson also has similar tremors. When he consults a doctor, he receives the diagnosis of familial tremor, a supposedly genetic condition and therefore inevitable. This is a common narrative that many families face, accepting that certain conditions are simply part of their genetic inheritance. However, the reality can be much more complex, and at the same time, more hopeful than it seems at first glance. What is rarely considered is that this apparent genetic fate may actually be a hereditary gluten hypersensitivity. When the grandson mentioned earlier eliminates gluten from his diet, something extraordinary happens. The tremors disappear completely. By reintroducing gluten, the tremors return, establishing a direct connection between the consumption of this protein and neurological symptoms. This revelation not only transforms the understanding of this individual's condition, but opens doors to a new perspective on other genetic conditions. How many other supposedly hereditary conditions could actually be manifestations of food sensitivities passed down from generation to generation? This question fundamentally challenges our understanding of the relationship between genetics, diet, and health. Conventional medicine often focuses on genetics as an immutable fate, when in many cases it may just be a predisposition that manifests itself through certain environmental or dietary triggers. Modern gluten, as we discussed earlier, is radically different from the gluten consumed by previous generations. Its potential to trigger adverse reactions is significantly higher, affecting systems that go far beyond the digestive tract. The neurological system is particularly vulnerable to these reactions, manifesting symptoms such as tremors, migraines, chronic fatigue, and even behavioral changes. The good news is that, unlike an immutable genetic destiny, these conditions can often be controlled or even reversed through specific dietary changes. Eliminating or significantly reducing gluten consumption can result in surprising improvements in several seemingly unrelated symptoms. This perspective offers hope to countless people who have accepted certain conditions as an inevitable part of their existence. The secret component of milk that attacks your body without you realizing it. Casein, the predominant protein in milk, hides a secret that may explain why so many people react negatively to dairy without understanding the true cause. As we mentioned earlier, 87% of all milk protein is made up of casein. What few know is that there are different types of this protein, with drastically different impacts on our body. Type 1 casein, found predominantly in the milk of Holstein cows, is significantly more allergenic. This variant is strongly associated with inflammatory conditions such as otitis, atopic dermatitis, and several chronic digestive problems. On the other hand, type 2 casein, present in the milk of zebu cows, tends to cause fewer adverse reactions. This fundamental difference is rarely discussed, leaving millions of people consuming a food that may be quietly promoting chronic inflammation in their bodies. Modern milk production favors high-productivity cows, such as Holsteins, which can produce up to 70 liters daily. These same cows, however, produce milk with the most problematic form of casein for human consumption. In contrast, zebu cows produce only 3 to 4 liters daily, but their milk contains the less problematic variant of this protein. This difference in protein composition may explain why some people react negatively to conventional commercial milk, but tolerate certain specific types of dairy well. Understanding these nuances is key to making food choices that are truly beneficial to your individual health. The dairy industry rarely addresses these issues, promoting milk as a universal and essential food for all. This generalization ignores the genetic and physiological differences that determine how each organism responds to different types of proteins. For many people, seemingly unexplained symptoms like chronic nasal congestion, recurrent digestive problems, and skin inflammation can be directly related to the type of casein they consume daily. Knowing your own body and looking closely at how it responds to different types of dairy can be eye-opening and transformative for your health. Some people may find that by opting for 2 milk products from cows with type 2 casein, many of their chronic symptoms disappear completely. The hidden power of lemon, the exact dose to radically transform your health. Lemon is considered by many experts to be the most medicinal fruit in human history. Rich in bioactive compounds such as camphorol, naringenin, and limonene, this citrus offers extraordinary benefits to virtually every system in the body. These substances have potent antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and immunomodulatory properties, contributing to the prevention and treatment of various conditions. However, as well observed by the famous Paracelsus, the difference between medicine and poison is in the dose. This principle applies perfectly to the consumption of lemon and other therapeutic foods. The key to unlocking the full medicinal potential of this fruit without triggering adverse effects lies in finding the optimal dose for your individual body. Many people start consuming lemon water with enthusiasm, only to give up quickly due to symptoms such as stomach burning. This discomfort does not indicate that the lemon is harmful, but simply that the dose is excessive for your current condition. The correct approach is to gradually adjust the amount used until you find the ideal point of tolerance. If you start to experience gastric irritation with a whole lemon, reduce it to half. If discomfort persists, reduce further to 1/4 of a lemon and observe how your body responds. This custom fit allows you to get the benefits of this extraordinary fruit without unnecessary discomfort. Over time, as your stomach strengthens and heals, you'll likely be able to gradually increase the dose. It is important to remember that the human stomach evolved to function in an acidic environment. Natural hydrochloric acid from the stomach is essential for proper digestion and protection against pathogens. Lemon, with its citric acid, can aid in restoring the natural acid-base balance of the digestive system. This fruit also acts as a powerful systemic alkalizer after being metabolized, contributing to reducing the metabolic acidosis common in modern Western diets. The benefits of lemon go far beyond the digestive system, encompassing cardiovascular health, liver function, hormonal balance, and even mental health. Incorporating this fruit into your daily routine, in the appropriate dose for your body, can be one of the simplest and most powerful nutritional interventions you can implement. As with any medicinal food, consistency is key to achieving significant and long-lasting results. A regular consumption, and appropriate to your individual needs, will allow you to experience the full, transformative potential of this extraordinary fruit. If this text revealed something crucial, it is that food goes far beyond what we simply put on our plates. Every food choice, no matter how simple it may seem, has the power to heal us or make us quietly sick. The seemingly harmless bread for breakfast, the oil you use for cooking, the type of milk you consume daily. All of these choices have profound impacts on your energy, mood, mental clarity, and long-term health. But this revelation should not generate fear or paranoia about food. On the contrary, this knowledge empowers us, offering the opportunity to make truly conscious and beneficial choices for our individual health. What we learn today is not about eliminating food, but about better understanding how it interacts with our unique organism. It's about developing a more attentive and respectful relationship with food, based on scientific knowledge and personal observation. Small changes, implemented consistently, have the power to radically transform your health and quality of life. Replace conventional bread with gluten-free versions. Consume avocado only raw. Opt for minimally processed oils. Choose dairy products that are more compatible with your genetic profile. Each of these choices can open doors to a level of well-being that you may never have experienced. The future of your health starts with the decisions you make today, right now. I invite you to take a closer look at what you consume and, especially, how your body responds to different foods. This self-observation is the most powerful tool for developing a truly personalized and beneficial diet. Remember, no one knows your body better than you do. Health and nutrition professionals can offer valuable guidance, but sensitivity to your own reactions is irreplaceable. Taking care of health is a continuous journey of discovery and adjustment, not a final destination. Every step in the right direction, no matter how small, has value and generates cumulative results over time. You don't have to make this journey alone. Share your discoveries, doubts, and successes with people who share similar values. Together, we can build a new food culture based on knowledge, awareness, and respect for our own bodies. The knowledge you have gained today is just the beginning. Keep exploring, questioning, and learning about how food affects your unique health. Your life and well-being are worth every effort invested in this journey.